So today we're going to go ahead and try to determine which is the best 1/4-inch torque wrench here, mid-range in price. Going to go ahead and warm up cycle each of these. We'll get them on the tester, do an initial audit at 3 pulls each, and then we'll go ahead, cycle them 1,000 times and test them again. All right, so we're going to start at 50. Got the CDI tester here set at 50 inch-pounds, and of course a torque wrench. I'm not going to make you watch me test all these, but one thing I do want to point out is if you're torquing a fastener with one of these under 100 inch-pounds, you want to slowly put pressure on the wrench and wait till it breaks over. You don't really hear the click, you just can feel that breakover action, and of course that's when you want to stop. So the Sunex here is kind of a really strange design. It only has positions. There's no numbering actually on this upper part of the wrench, and it only locks in at those arrows. So you only have 40, 55, 70, 85, 100. You can't go in between because this handle has to come all the way up and lock, and you have this weird latching mechanism right here. So if we set it to 55, we push it up and it locks in. So the first audit here, everything looks pretty good except for the Sunex. Now the Sunex, again, kind of weird with the settings. You have 16 positions per rotation, and you can't dial it right in like, say, to 50 inch-pounds. So I did it at 55. I ran the equation for a desired torque of 55, and it still was about 8.44% accuracy. And of course, again, the rest are within spec for the most part. So after 1,000 cycles here, things were a little bit different. When you look at that performance tool, when we look at 100, 200, and 250, for the most part here, it was under that desired torque. Similar story with the Cobalt, but at 50 and 100, and then it cleared up when we got into that 200, 250. E-torque had an issue around 50, but Airy, Sunex, and Husky did pass. So overall, what's my takeaway? Well, the Cobalt here failed after 1,000 cycles. I found it hard to read, and during use, this cap for the bottom here tended to just fall off. And another thing to note, you've got this tray and not a true case. So it might be good for a toolbox, but not so good for like a service truck. It did also come with a calibration certificate. Performance tool, yeah, failed after 1,000 cycles there. I found the actual cam over mechanism there, you know, when you meet that torque spec, kind of rough actually. And that may explain the accuracy after 1,000 cycles. But overall, easy to read, decent grip. But yeah, the accuracy, and look how big this ratchet head is. I mean, good for durability, but I think on a quarter drive, you want something small. This is more like what you'd find on a 3/8. It came with your standard blow molded case, and it claims it's certified. E-torques also did fail, coming in on the low end there, that 50 inch-pounds at about 5% accuracy. I definitely do like this sight window here for adjustment. Extremely easy to read. But overall, the tool is kind of bulky here versus the rest. But I would say it's pretty decent. I do like the lock, unlock there on the bottom. you do get a calibration certificate and a normal blow molded case. Sun-X. Now, even though it did pass, this is kind of definitely a no for me. So they did really well at the start here. Low profile ratchet mechanism. Quick release there. Nice finish. But then we get down to here. Here's where things get a little weird. Again, to adjust that torque, you have to push on this tab, sliding the handle back. And then you have these 16 positions. You can't actually pick it in between. You can see it didn't latch. You have to be right on an arrow, and then it will latch. So in all reality, if you're not within one of these positions, the accuracy is going to be skewed there quite a bit. And I found this pretty awkward here to use. Husky overall did quite well. Decent ratchet mechanism here. I do like the latch and the rubberized grip. Not a fan of how hard it is to actually read. Comes with a calibration certificate here. And this blow mold case like the others. But we do have a sight window on the front. But overall, the winner to me is going to be the Aries. You have this darker chrome finish. You do seem to have this print here instead of just edging, so it is a lot easier to read. And of course, on the barrel, aluminum handle, aluminum latch, quick release head, calibration certificate, and your normal storage case. Now here's an overall table of those specs when considering one of these torque wrenches. But again, my pick for number 1 is going to be the Aries, number 2, the Husky, and then 3rd place, the E-Torque. I just didn't care for how bulky it is. Now, I would not recommend using these under 100 inch-pounds. As I pointed out earlier, when you do get under 100 inch-pounds, the technique for torquing, you do have to change. Normally, you'd pull back consistently at a decent pace. Here, down under 100, you're going to have to slowly pull on the torque wrench there until it cams over. So definitely something to keep in mind there. I would recommend, if you're looking for something around 50, get a torquing screwdriver. We are going to test torque wrenches in that 10 to 100 inch-pound range sooner than later. But there you have it. There's my picks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.